starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, testing, testing, testing. Are we live? Are we live? We are testing. It's all working. Yay! Thanks for that. So it was an issue there. So we've got the audio back. So there we go. Probably to do with Telegram. Telegram causes all sorts of problems once you go in there, and then I did take my mic off, and hopefully it worked. But then it must have made some trouble for EV Max, which is amusing. So that is it. So there we go. A few technical issues. It's an easy trap to be put in. That's all I can say. But we're live now, so sorry about that. 4 minutes of dead silence, but we are here. We are here. So we're going to get into the news, of course, today. The big news is that PulseChain SAC Treasury is on the move, at least a big part of it. We're going to talk about that. We've got LibertySwap, of course, big growth moves, gaining a lot of support from other teams, building up liquidity pools with it. So LibertySwap there on the move as well. A big juggernaut emerging on PulseChain, all things equal. So looking very excited about that. So we're going to talk about that. Now, I was going to be talking about Taurus and Unity today, but I'm going to have to defer that, given that PulseChain SAC's on the move. So we're going to talk about that instead. But we'll get to Unity and Taurus. This is what's going to happen today. What else we got? Also going to be talking about Coast and Hyperlane. So we're going to talk about that a bit as well. And of course, we're all getting excited for XGame to launch before the end of October. And hopefully, these green candles that we're just starting to see, little green candles, are going to continue. And that will be a good time for XGame to launch. And Firewell will be pretty happy about that. Obviously, the time of the market, he's definitely one of the variables he's considering. And you'd have to be pretty foolish not to, pretty foolish not to. So pretty exciting. And we've got Coinwell in early November. So hopefully we'll have really good green conditions for that. And they'll be bullish as well. And then hopefully we'll get some other launches along the line there too, like on-chain bet and Tetra and things like that. So we could have a really good time in towards the end of the year. It's going to be great. And that's what we're expecting, right? No change there. I know October's not been quite what we imagined, but we've still got 11 days to go, and we've got Halloween coming up. So there we go. It's going to be scary good times at the end of October. All right, so let's jump into the mix there. I'm going to probably have to fix up my studio link, so let me do that. Let me go to. We're going to go to the crypto first, and just get a quick update about that. And so let's do that now. And bam. All right, so there we go. All right, so we're going to crypto, not to myself. The vanity thyself. So here we go. We got crypto right now, 3.8 trillion, 1.8%. So that's a good day in the office, right? Up a green day. And we've got Bitcoin right now at $108,918, up 1.6%. Ethereum at number 2 at $4,007. Yay, back at the 4,000 mark. That's up 3.1%. We got BNB at number 4, up 2.2% at $1,116. We got XRP at number 5, up 1.6% at $2.40. Solana at number 6, up 1%, $189. We got Tron at number 9, up 2.5% at 32 cents. And then Doge at number 10, up 3.6% at 19.6 cents. So those are our performers, and they're all green in the last 24 hours. So that's good news. And it's on a Sunday in the US, which is typically either a flat or down day, but it's a green day. So that's kind of cool. But for the week, of course, you can see that they're all down. And I guess the best performer over that period of time is actually Tron, only down 0.6%. So hardly any change on the old Tron, or that doesn't move that much, does it? So that's kind of cool. Best performer in the top 100, we've got Athena is up 19% for the last week at number 46. So a bit of a change of the guard there at number 1 spot. And we've got BitTensor Tau at number 41, which was trending yesterday. That's up 14%. We've got Pax Gold up 6.1%, and Tether Gold for 5.8%. Of course, gold's been on a very good run, and we may see some rotation out of gold, some people expect. We also got Monero up 3.9% there as well, and that's looking pretty good too. So there we go. That's our top 100. Top gainers, top 1,000. We've got Enzyme, KGen, and Humanity. They're trending. The top gainers are in the top 1,000. We're not going to go into those today, but that's what's happening. Trending, Ergo, Bitcoin, and Asta are trending at the moment on CoinGecko. So there we are, guys. We've got a green day on the old Sunday. That's pretty cool. Or Monday here in New Zealand. So not too bad there. All right, let's go to the strategic ETH reserve, because we're going to talk about that in full. And yeah, we've got 5.9 million ETH there. The last update that we had was Bitmine Immersion on the 11th. And of course, we'll get another one on the probably tomorrow US time for Monday, and they probably bought some more, especially down at these cheap prices for Ethereum. So it'll be pretty cool. So let's get into that. So we're going to look at the obviously PulseChain. So remember this, PulseChain at the moment sitting at 161,000 Ethereum. So remember that number. That was the number. We were at 166. Remember, we had some ETH move. Then we got 161 there, and of course that is delayed. So that's not reflecting what's happened in the last 2-3 hours, right? So that is delayed. But we're going to check it out and have a look at what it actually is now. So we can see that the Treasury, PulseChain Treasury tracker here, that is a look into rh.com, and it's from Gerardo, right? This is currently showing 120,000 ETH left in the SAC reserve that is showing here. That would be showing here. So this will get updated to reflect that. That will drop us down, because at the moment we've got 120,000. So that will drop us down from 5th place down into 8th place, right? So we will be moved down, but that's an intentional move down because Richard is up to something. So there we go. So that is the play right now. So we're down, what's that, over 40,000 ETH there, about 41,000 ETH approximately. And so, yeah, we've got the current price at 4,000. Of course, the entry price was 37.73. That's the average price there, and we got those average prices from all the purchases that happen with the old die back here. You can see all the amounts and the prices, right? So that is the history there. So that's kind of cool. So that is the background. Now, obviously, with that around about 40,000 move, we did see Crypto Solve, and of course, Crypto Solve. We talked about Crypto Solve is one of our analytical influencers. We've got three main guys: Ben Sierra, Crypto Solve, and another guy that's just forgotten the name of. But Crypto Solve is one of the analytical guys, and he does lots of moves happening right now. And of course, he's showing these ETH movements. So 5,300 ETH, $20 million. 5,000 ETH, $20 million, etc. 8,000 ETH, $31.6 million on the move, right? So kind of cool. Treasury on the move again, so it's got all this ETH on the move right now, and that's all in play. PulseChain Stat says the days of wallet watching are coming to an end. Could very much be bullish, says Crypto Solve. So yeah, nobody knows. So what to end? My question, respectively, nobody knows. We hope it gets through Tornado Cash to the community, loses track of it, realize the irony of giving our context. So that's cool because obviously they look at that stuff, right? They track us. All right, so that is pretty cool. So that is some of the stuff that have been happening over the last wee while. Now they had some of the opinions on that too. So they said, we speculate this is part of a bigger move to run the entire Treasury through Tornado Cash, which we've already seen some actions there. As much as the community enjoys wallet watching, it has its downsides for those trying to make strategic moves. The PulseChain Treasury as a marketing tool didn't really land having it listed on the Strategic ETH Reserve, which is the one we just showed, right? May not have had the intended result. Time to make wallet watching much harder. We're here for it, or just bridge it all in, whatever works. So there we go. So that is a few little comments and opinions from Crypto Solve. People might be surprised that we're excited the moves being made to perhaps anonymize these wallets, given the theme of our content, but we also believe in privacy. We're big proponents of Tornado Cash and Railgun and similar projects, and we'd love to see their core concepts incorporated more widely across base on-chain transactions. Working very hard to anonymize our own wallets. Others should too. So that is from Crypto Solve there. So how much has moved today? 41,000 ETH. So that's kind of a few little insight there from Crypto Solve, which is kind of cool. So we thought we'd start off with that. That's kind of a neutral viewpoint, if you want to look at it, close to neutral. So that is from Crypto Solve. And then, of course, we had Fast Abdul. So Fast Abdul is definitely giving one of the views of things that might be happening. And, of course, I think this is the optimistic side in one sense. So 40,160 million ETH just moved from the PulseChain sack bag. Since April, around $200 million total has moved from the sack bag and has not yet been deployed, enough to pump the chain by hundreds of X's. Now, that would be, a lot of people would enjoy that, but I doubt that is what's going to happen, right? So that is the case. Now, it doesn't mean that some money could be used to do that, but of course, if you're expecting Ethereum to go up a lot, then you're not really going to do that. So, and also, even though a lot of weak hands have been removed from PulseChain, you're still going to have, the dumpers dumping into that, right? So I'm not so sure that will be the outcome there, but that's definitely, that's the big numbers that have been moved. This is pretty cool. So appreciate that from Fast Abdul. Now, on another view, we've got Dirty Crypto. So Dirty Crypto out there says, PulseChain breaking news, sacrifice wallet move 41,000 ETH, $160 million. On October the 6th, 5,400 or 25 million was Tornado Cash. In other words, moved out. We've already seen that. And prior to that, another 5,000 ETH. If you think this ETH is going to be used to pump your bag so you can instantly dump, you're mistaken. I absolutely agree with that. I don't think that's the gameplay. Some bigger as at play. What happens next? So obviously some more evidence around those transfers that we've seen. So that was cool little update there from Dirty Crypto. I don't think it's got any new ones on that one, but that was the latest one there. So that was kind of cool. Now, obviously, a lot of people out there have their different theories. P died $2 and all the rest of it. So whatever you think is going to be happening, it's probably not. So we're very good. But that is some pretty big stuff there from some of the teams. So there's a couple of perspectives, obviously, with the big movements. We also got Richard Hart says, okay, Okay, guys, let me in on your secret. And this was only on the 17th, so this is only about 3 days ago. Okay, guys, let me let you in on a secret. The people that actually make the most money in crypto aren't buyers or holders. It's Tether, right? It's Tether. The rest of the world figured that out, so they're making infinite competitors. And guess what? One of these competitors will be a fair entity, and let Joe Blow, normal, honest entity, make a stable with them. So this is the theory that's this sort of indication is what's got people excited. I mean, I think Somi and others have talked about this as well, and that is that one of these competitors will be a fair entity, and let Joe Blow, normal, honest entity, make stable with them. Then anybody can on ramp instantly with dollars direct to the chain. So obviously, the talk of the town is that Richard may use the ETH for collateral, which makes sense because why would you miss the ETH price going out, right? So let's go back to an older video. So I'm just going to move scope here, and let's just reflect on some of the ideas in this video. Although let's remember the timing of this video regarding Hex. So I'm just pushing this regarding instead of X so much, but in reflecting on the value of the ETH stack. So that's kind of where we're thinking about here.
Bitcoin's not going to zero. No, but Hex might be. No, that's the problem. That's the issue.
Hey guys, I very extremely do not think it's going to zero. So
you're the founder of the thing, so that doesn't surprise me.
I'm going to tell you a quick story, right? I'm going to give you a quick hypothetical. Ready? Let's pretend you launched a coin and you raised money, right? And then you put that money into Ethereum, and then Ethereum went up 40x, and then you dumped that shit, right? And then you had like a fucking stack of cash, right? I bet like if you reinvested in your original coin, you could have actually net put more into that coin than you took out. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
No? You don't get it? Okay. Well, I can't say it any more clear. If you dog shit in crypto has been around for a very long time and done very well, and then your brain wouldn't let you think that that can happen.
All right, so really the idea there is about the asset going out, right? So if ETH goes up, so obviously with all these big ETH reserves like Tom Lee and people like coming in buying up ETH, and you've got a whole bag of ETH, you just want to let the market push that value up, right? You get a free ride to glory, right? From $750 million, you get up to billions of dollars, right? So that's the play. That's a much clever move, and of course then you can potentially just shave that off. Now, you just shave off the pretty much the interest if you staked it or whatever you're going to do with it. You can just shave off a bit of it and pump PulseChain every year. Right? You can pump it every year. Very sophisticated pump, not just a stupid pump, but a very sophisticated pump every year. You could just do that. So that's kind of the play, and I think that's a key element that just seems like a no-brainer going forward here. Now, the other side of it, of course, if you got a big asset base, then you could use that to leverage, do a leverage on a platform, and that may indicate what we're seeing happening at the moment. So these are just some of the more obvious theories that are out there right now, and of course. This teaser was very, very forthright. So let me in on a secret, and then of course one of these competitors will be fair entity. Let Joe Blow, normal, honest entity, make a stable with them. So and then suddenly a couple of days later we see the ETH on the move, at least a good chunk of it. So that is a pretty interesting. So we'll see what comes of this. Now, obviously, people out there were getting excited about PDI and all sorts of stuff like that. There are theories that are going on about the Block Explorer and the 404 contract tracking. And all sorts of stuff. And of course, Richard's shot those down. But let's see where things do head. Obviously, we know they're up to something. We also know that in the past he's talked about fractional reserves, and I think that's pretty cool. We may see a pretty high collateral number, is my guess. May not be as exotic as just a fraction of something to support some value, particularly with the stable coin. So, but yeah. I think this is pretty indicative potentially of where we're going here. So we'll see how close this is to the truth when we obviously see the money pop up somewhere else. So let's see how it goes. All right, so some stuff there from Richard Hart and this stuff. So let me know what you think in the chat there. And we'll keep a lookout on some of the theories and emergent evidence as it comes. But pretty exciting. Things are on the move, guys. Things are on the move. Now, let's get into PulseChain results, and we're going to get into some of the project updates. So we've got PulseChain at the moment at day 891. since PulseChain launched on the 30th of May 2023. We got Pulse at the moment is actually up, so it's kind of cool, guys. So far, it looks like we defended that 2,700 mark, and if we wanted to do that, it was pretty important. Can't say it hard enough to support that line. We did not want to break down really to 2,200. That would have put us down probably for a long time without getting some sort of big whale or God mode candle coming into play. So fortunately, we avoided that, and we still got technical uptrend, right, with higher lows and higher highs. So phew, as we say. So fingers crossed that continues. So here we are back almost at 31,000. So 403,306. We're up 8.3% today, and the crypto market was also up as well, as we just saw a little bit. So we're at 31% of mean sacrifice price right now. We got something like $200 million of ETH sacrifice running around the place. Yeah, let's see what happens. We got PulseX right now, quadruple 0211, up 8.82%. That is the play at the moment, and that's looking pretty good. It's even slightly up against Pulse, and the the buy and burn is sitting at 7.93% right now on GoPulse numbers, and one Pulse at the moment will get you 1.45 PulseX. One Pulse will get you 1.45 PulseX, or one PulseX will get you 0.69 Pulse. That's the ratios right now. Ink token right now $1.23, up 8.1%. And we might have a catch up. Might have a little bit of a catch up later on. We shall see. That seems to be a little bit underappreciated right now, but we'll see. Hex at the moment is up 7.37%, so not the best performer at the moment. 3/4 of a penny basically. EHEX has made a good move. So EHEX was at 2/10 of a penny. Is actually 2,300 of a penny. So EHEX has actually made a pretty good move overnight as well. And the combined price of EHEX and PX is sitting just below 9/10 of a penny right now. So that's a combined price. Moving to the stats, let's go to gas prices. 1.7 million beats, so we're doing a bit higher today. 2 cents for a PulseX swap. I think we were at 0.5 cent yesterday. And validators at right now 53,416. They're just creeping up just a little bit every day lately. And then the bridge values based on GoPulse numbers, 102.6 million. So good news, guys. We are back over the 100 million mark. So that's good news. So that's pretty cool, and obviously EHEX there is making a big contribution back up from 2/10 to 2,300 of a penny. There we go. All right, so let's go to the Treasury and let's see if this one's updated. I don't know if this one's going to update in real time. Yeah, it's updated. So yeah, 200 and 119 is updating correctly as well. Although it did have a problem with the price the other day, I noticed. I think it was this one. Yeah. Oh no, it was the other side, isn't it? PulseChain Stats, which is a new site, really good, but I think they need to double check some of their data sources or something, or refreshings. Yeah, so that's where we are right now, and money is on the move. Some of the money is on the move. All right, and that's going to leave us at number 8 on the PulseChain, on the Ethereum Strategic Reserve site after it's redone the accounting there. We don't know how much more is going to be moving though. Is it going to be even more moving out of that 120 left? We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, they may want to stay in the top 10 just for advertising. Maybe advertising. All right, so that is GoPulse results. Let's get into the market, and we can see right now we got $12 million in volume, so it's a low day. And not untypical of a Sunday in the US, but 12 million. We were in the 20 millions for a couple of days, and we have got a nice little big move here on Turning Point USD. This was launched by an influencer, of course, as a tribute to Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated. And of course, this maybe some. I don't know whether there's going to be some outreach to the Turning Point chapters, but if he does, might get us a little bit of traction there with the large community in the Turning Point USA, which is absolutely blowing up right now in the United States. Not literally blowing up, but getting really growing really fast, which is great news. So it's 129% up in the last 24 hours, but launched 5 days ago, and that is pretty cool. So it's on the move there. So another influencer, but for a good cause, one would say. So we'll see what happens there with that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that is on the move, looking pretty good, that chart. Pepe at the moment, meme coin, pump tires, one of the originals, up 49%. Pretty big move on the old Pepe. Pretty big move, guys. So yeah, look at that. That chart's looking damn good, isn't it? Looking damn good. So, there are some good charts out there. So if you've managed to pick some of the winners, that looks pretty good. So Pepe, a particularly good move today. And look at that chart, looking very, very good. Wow, that's a very good chart. All right, we've looked at lots of bad charts. We see a good one. We got Teddy Bear there from James Maria. Is this technically controversial? But it's good guy, bad cop. Good guy, was it good cop, bad cop? We got up 32% right now. This is a Tropa Treasury bill and die. So number 3 to 6 top spots. Doge number 7. So pump tie's having a bit of a move today, guys. Doge there 30%, and let's see how that's performing versus Pepe on the old chain. And let's go to a big pump in the last 2 hours actually. Let's have a look at how that's looking longer term over the 8 months. So, not as good as Pepe, right? The Pepe chart looks a lot stronger, but, it's coming off the bottom there. Maybe that 0002 was the bottom there. It's 0003 there, so not bad little gains there. Yeah, that's up 30% today. So there we go. Maybe it might catch up. We got Bitcoin as well. So we've got, look at this, Pepe, Doge, and Bitcoin on the move there. These are pump tire versions, up 29% as well. Let's see what this chart looks like on the pump tires. And this is on the daily as well. It looks more like the Doge one, doesn't it? Whereas the Pepe is standing out quite a bit there. Now, I don't know whether ownership is making a big impact there. Obviously, ownership does really matter. Who owns, if you've got someone that's a pretty good player that is holding a dominant amount of the tokens, that certainly helps. And if you've got a good community around it, and maybe if there's some outside of PulseChain themes going on as well. But 0002600 is the mark there. Nice little bounce back there as well. It looks not too unlike the Doge one, but BTC there on the move. What else there? We got a Tropa down here, number 10, up 28%. Then we're getting into Love.io at number 11, up 26%. Trump pump tires up 24% there. We're going to look at that. We haven't really seen much from Love.io, so hoping that they're going to do some of their big roadmap they were talking about in the past. This is the Trump one. Certainly had some pretty good floor price here at just below, I guess let's say 0.009,000. That's now at 1/10 of a penny, so not bad there. But pretty interesting when you map all these top pump tire coins, particularly the ones that are either like playing on the major tokens like Bitcoin and Doge, or some of the popular personalities like Trump out there. Popular depend unless you're in the King's March, which are all if you're unless you're one of those whack jobs. One of your whack jobs. We got the fires coming in from ORES. Good to see ORES. Big shout out. Sup people, ORES, give them a shout out there. All right, so that is the mark there. So we got the 13. Number 14 is OG WebChef, world's greatest PDI printer. $5.28 right now, up 24%. Dominance, OG WebChef as well, up 22%. We got some more reserve Tays. I don't know. Are these technically, I can't remember if these technically James Maria or a ex-USD team. I can't remember now. I think it's one of the two. Up 22%. We got 9mm. The second biggest DEX is up at 20%. We're looking pretty good. And this is kind of bring us into the place that we will see or should see that these guys get re-rated at some stage later once PulseChain really starts humming. At the moment, it's coming off the bottom of the chart there a little bit. We had a wick down the other day. What a great pickup. Now, if PulseChain continues to go up, this probably won't go down to that wick, especially with a buyback like this today. So that's pretty positive. If that was kind of going red, we'd probably see it go down to the wick, which is often what we see, which are pretty bad for our second biggest DEX. But I think this is looking pretty good actually. It should be pretty good as long as PulseChain keeps that positive upward momentum. That looks pretty good. So 9mm there, undervalued there, our second biggest DEX right now. And these guys, they're always doing a good job out there. Hex, of course, another pump tires. That's up 19% as well. Let's have a quick look at see where this is at the moment. 0007. And how does this look sharp? Yeah, I mean it's kind of similar to the other two. Pepe is definitely the standout, isn't it? Out of these, but definitely it's not too bad. Good support at 0005800. Now having a nice little pump back last 2 days. Let's see if that can really push itself ahead there. The old Hex on the old pump tires. Stake ETH, where did we go here? Well, that moved around, so we lost that one. Stake ETH number 22, up 18% as well. This is one of the copied coins, right? And so from PulseChain, and this is the weekly candle on this one because it's so long in data series right from the beginning. Is at 0.3 of a penny right now. So I mean, what do you think about that coin? It's had good defense at this level twice now. See if it can hold that. That's the old stake death there. All right, Peacock, which is one of the ones we're going to talk about. So let's do it. Peacock right now is on the move, and it looks like it had a really, really good rally. Got up to 1.4 cents. Got sold back down to 8,500, which is not too bad actually. If you can, I mean, it's a big percentage point, but actually not too bad after that big run. And is now at 1.1 cents, so it's starting to move back up there. RSI cooled off at 55, is now at 62, so it's got plenty of room to move. The 4 hourly, still got plenty of room to move on the 4 hourly as well. So no reason why that can't keep going. And we got some news from that, right? So LibertySwap making some big moves. Now they're making big moves, but there's also a lot of teams that are supporting, getting in, riding their train, as it were, support and riding the train with LibertySwap and Peacock, because obviously if they have to set up, if they or Bill Good says there's another 4.1 and 7 million on the move from the PulseChain stack, so it looks like looks like there's going to be continually moved out of that public wallet there. So yeah. Nice insights there. So yeah, an evolving story as the PulseChain stack movement's going on right now. Keep them coming. Appreciate that. All right, so yeah, LibertySwap here. They've just paired a total of 220 million Pulse, $6,300 of their own funds with 610,000 Peacock. So that's, what's it, 12, almost $13,000 there from the buyback, from their buyback, and closing out this week strong. So they've been doing obviously a lot of buy with the fees all week. And they've gone to 100% and automation, right? So huge there. And they've been talking about going to 300%. So they've got a few tricks up their sleeves, but they're ramping. There's actually rolling these out pretty fast, and I like that. It's everyone getting pretty bored of devs, and nothing against devs. We know there's lots of challenges, but everyone, from a retail point of view, we like things fast moving, and that's kind of cool. But anyway, next week we'll keep earning more Pulse and ETH to continue pairing the Peacock. Now we know that they're opening up the ETH has already opened up, and they're ramping up the ETH pairs. We've got US stablecoins. They're just ramping up the ETH, and we know that Pulse is coming too. So the Pulse transfers as well. So it's going to earn more revenue and add even more firepower to the Peacock buying. So it's kind of cool. Step by step, we're building real strength for PulseChain. Peacock LP will be rock solid, and they're building the LP. So not only are they buying up Peacock, but also fattening up the liquidity pretty severely there too. So it's pretty cool. So we've got some little receipts there, adding to the PLP or LP there positions. Pretty cool. All right, so cool. That is a big move from the team, and excellent. How do we say it? I've got to spell properly. Excellent. Oh, damn it. Excellent move. Excellent moves. The bird has wings. I don't know. I haven't seen peacocks are one of my favorite animals out there, and it'd be cool to see them. That's kind of cool. So yeah, they're saying here maybe one day Peacock will have 20 to 100 billion Pulse in liquidity. It will be super solid. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. That'd be pretty fun. We got DGN Hicks in the house there with the heart. So big shout out there, DGN. Welcome to the chat. And so that's some of the stuff on the move right now from Peacock. I'm not sure if they got anything else. Sometimes they post so often, you just never know. But yeah, pretty cool. Now, what's the other thing that we saw that I might as well go check out? Let's go to Vouch. Actually, I did post this on my own post, so let me scroll down to that. I thought I'd delete all these videos, but we got so we got LibertySwap Peacock meme fire token is gaining big supporters. So not only is Peacock doing LibertySwap doing some big things, but we've also got all these projects are starting to recognize that, hey, look, LibertySwap being the big bridge and big swapping site, ramping up heaps more services, making heaps more money and fees, buying up the old Peacock, then hey, that's got big future, right? And so we're seeing teams across the board. So we've had obviously talked about Gladiator Games, the top tier game on PulseChain with the Rome token, paired 2 days ago. They paired a pretty big pull up with the Peacock, and basically doubled the size of the LP. So it was definitely, let's say, 45% increase and pretty massive. And then a price rally on the old Rome token and Peacock there. Really ramped up the LP value for Rome token and the Gladiator Games. We just saw Vouch now. So we had the top tier game at the moment on PulseChain, matched with the top validator on PulseChain. So Vouch yesterday, this hold off the press yesterday, they have set up a liquidity pool with the bird as well. So they've got to obviously have buy Peacock to do that and match it up with their own token there. And so they've actually done that too with Vouch. So Vouch now, the biggest validator, is now behind it. So you can see here, Vouch is now a Peacock aligned. Thanks to LibertySwap for the support you've shown. And of course, Vouch has established a V2 LP pool with PulseX. Will continue to support LibertySwap teams' endeavors to drive the chain forward. This pool and a few others will get some special attention from Vouch over the coming months. So that's pretty exciting, guys, with that. So some big deals there. LibertySwap says, wow, thank you, Vouch team, for so much support. Now, we've already seen, a number of teams already, support them. So let's go have a look at some of those while we're here. And if you just come, of course, breaking news around the PulseChain SAC. We've got more and more ETH being moved out of the public wallet there on the move. So it's getting people pretty excited. Now, we got Pulse right now is obviously paired with Pulse, Peacock paired with Pulse, with DAI. Now, PDC, of course, one of the big teams that it's got a big liquidity or decent liquidity with. Top liquidity is 229,000 in the Pulse there. It's a V1 pool, 70K in the V2 pool. But actually, they've got some pretty decent ones with DAI, 49, 16 million there. Now, PDC is 11K. They've also got some decent ones here. I'm just scrolling down here a little bit here. This may not show all of the pools. Top Hat, right? Top Hat, of course, from Crypto Coffee, one of the big influencers on PulseChain. 180K of LP there with Top Hat and Peacock, so that's pretty cool. So, Peacock's being bought up, right? Being bought up by these fees from all the bridges and everything, and that is expanding. And they've got more Pumpamentals going to move to 300% purchasing power. Then, there's a pretty strong growth map coming from Peacock, right? From LibertySwap. So Peacock getting driven up there, and all these others will get to, enjoy the ride, right? And then if Pulse goes up as well, then you get even more love. So pretty cool stuff here flocking there. We have seen this sort of move before, where people are pairing up with PDI and other assets. We have seen that before on the chain. So it's pretty interesting. There's people trying to track the top players, right, to get the best benefit. But Peacock there looking like the true heavyweight DeFi now, coming into meme-fi land. And so we just got Vouch added to it. You can see Vouch there, 6 on the move there as well. And others as well. We got Pulse Guy also in the mix there. I don't know if there's some association, seems to be between LibertySwap and Pulse Guy, but anyway, 36K there. We got the Rome one, right? Rome and Peacock there for 19K. So that's continuing to go up there. We had a nice rally in the price too on the old Rome token overnight. What else we got going on here? We got other peers here. Hold, Tom Lee. So, Peacock's getting a lot of love here. 9mm's got some Peacock. Swarm got a bit of Peacock there. Pools, so and our Ink reward service as well. So, getting a lot more love there in the old Peacock community, and of course that's all looking to bank on the winning there. Because how many coins on PulseChain have buying income, right, to actually push the coin up? Only a few, right? Only a few. Now, Vouch does, right, because it has validated revenue and it has reflection tokens, so it's dual revenue. So that's pretty powerful. Gladiator Games has the tournaments, midweek and weekend tournaments, that pulls in revenue, and that helps buy the Rome token. So you've got all these ones pushing, all these ones that are particularly the particular ones I just mentioned, buying up the coins and pushing the value up. So it's pretty cool. Now, Top Hat doesn't. Top Hat does, but it's pretty big. It's got the, I guess one might say it's got the big influencer, so that drives extra capital into it. So it's maybe not a DeFi, but it's certainly got, let's call it influencer-fi. Did I just make up a new term? Influencer-fi? All right. Not all influencers have influencer-fi. KOL-fi. Maybe we call it that, something short and sweet. KOL-fi. I don't know. You guys decide. But we're on the move there. Peacock at 1.1 cent right now, and people are getting pretty excited about that. Now, funny enough, is that Crypto Coffee was talking about rotation into Peacock, so that was interesting, maybe on his own basis. So that is some of the cool stuff happening right now with the old Peacock, and I thought we'd highlight that. All right, so let's go back into the rest of the performance right now. We talked about Peacock at number 24. We got PTC, the Greys, up 17.5% there. And of course, that had been getting, a bit of a rotation out of it, right? Why? Well, probably a few reasons. But one of the reasons, some pretty big holders, probably B-Roots and others and stuff like that. But actually, it's getting a bounce back today at a very important level. And we got these levels, right, that we sort of said it had to do that. It was probably getting rotated back into Peacock, funnily enough, and also into, what's the other one that moved? Peacock and Vouch itself. So the two that we just talked about. So it probably was affected quite a bit by those people chasing other pumps. And so we got this big, sell-off here. But it has managed to bounce from, 1650, which is close to our 1700 mile. And it's back up here at 2100 right now. So getting a little bounce back there in the old PTC. Had been down, oversold quite a bit for quite a bit of time, trying to break out of that. Finally looks like it may have broken out. We'll see. But it looks a bit more positive there. And with PulseChain back on the upside, maybe it will start getting that love and have a nice little run again. We shall see. All right, and we did see, I think, B-Roots or Moon King talking about it yesterday. So you can decide. Of course, they've got lots of big bags in the Treasury locked up and stuff like that. So, maybe some people will say, hey, look, you just exit liquidity. And, there's varying degrees of truth to that depending on which coin you're talking about. And those guys, no doubt. All right, so that's kind of where we are right now on the old PTC, having a bit of a move there. We got Unity right now at 65 cents. Now, we're going to cover Unity and Taurus today, but we're going to leave it till tomorrow since we covered PulseChain SAC. So hopefully I'll try and rejig that. But that's still in phase 2. So we're waiting for that to, count down. We'll have a quick look at the website, but I will talk about that more fully tomorrow. It is on what day is it on actually? Day 63. So we're really not expecting too much action except for price adjustment to the downside up until, day 88, 89, something like that. So that's phase 3 when we begin phase 3 in the price thing. So phase 2 is pretty much down price chart because we've got all the volume coming out right up to that point. It may not mirror exactly the way that Taurus has, but Taurus is now, on the end of phase 3 possibly. So yeah, Taurus there is. Let's see where Taurus is actually, just quickly. I wasn't going to talk about this, but we are now. I'm going to do it in depth. We're going to talk about it in another show. Day 102. So day 110, we've got the special fractal coming out, right? So on the buy and burn, we've got this fractal coming out in 8 days. That's going to recharge the buy and burn here, and that might make it start taking off. So just take note about that. We've got 13 cents right now, so we'll see. We'll see what happens vis-a-vis the volume. And it's going to be interesting. All right, so that is Unity. We're going to come back to that though, give a more fulsome talk about it tomorrow. Teddy is up. That's number 31, up 15%. We got Zero Trust there at 32, is up 15% there as well. What else have we got going down here? Pulse Puppy up 13%. Pump Tires Die up 13%. Let's have a look at Pump Tires Die. In fact, we might have a go look at PDI right now. It's getting a little bit of a pump today off 000 3500, now 000 4200. And let's have a look at Pulse. Go to Pulse Coin List. Pulse Coin List, and we'll have a look at we'll go to liquidity, and we'll have a look at the PDI. There it is there. So it's at 2800 right now. It's up 30% today. So a nice little move. Man, it must have been quite low before, right? The PDI. It's getting a bit of a lift today from the move of the PulseChain SAC. Look at that. So the move, it's been moving for how many hours? Just the last 3 hours since the PulseChain SAC moved. It started to move. So it was down at 2300. Now it's at 2800 there. The old PDI there. So people are buying into that thing. They love that. So that's Pump Tires Die as well. So we Pump Tires and Fork Die. Pump Tires right now is up 13%, and this is the main coin for Pump Tires, and in terms of the official coin kind of thing, and that is ticking away at 1 cent, just below 1.1 cent at the moment. Could be a nice little mover off there actually. Liquid Loans is up 12.7%, and of course we know that Crypto Crazy's been out and about doing I think the Eastern European, no, it wasn't Eastern, but it was Ben Sierra. Was he over in Asia? I think it was over in Asia doing a conference out there. I just can't remember the name of the conference. Been doing lots of them now. That is sitting there up 13%. Now we said this is the biggest liquidity fork on PulseChain, one of the biggest in the world actually. That seems to be bouncing off the bottom. Let's go to the weekly though, because it's a a full chart from the back in the day. And why is that not auto logging? Yeah, there's auto log. It's got that first week candle. So yeah, we'll just come off the bottom there at 4,700. We're at 5,800 now. 6 zeros in front of it. So we'll see what happens there. Pulse Guy but number 41 up 12%. Shadow number 42 up 12%. Hex, of course, here is up 11-12%. X Games right now still looking pretty good, right? X Games looking pretty good. We're expecting the launch coming up. That's at 3.6 cents right now, and the launch is supposed to be before the end of October. So we've got within the next 10 to 11 days. But timing of the market has to be pretty good, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if he delayed the launch of X Game if the market was really not good for it, if it was still crashing or something. But I think we've had our big liquidity event, and I think it's really time for the move up now with the old markets. So that's kind of where we are right now. We do have the 1st of November with the deadline for the Trump tariffs versus the rare earths on China. So we will have to, that is a real thing. We'll have to keep that into play. But hopefully they'll be talking about it in back channels. It's just a bit of positioning by relevant players there. And like I said, I think it was more to do with I think it was out of Pakistan, them providing rare earth materials through the United States, I think there. And also I think they're trying to get rare earths from Argentina, I think it was as well. So as well as the US opening up about 6 months ago, I think it was their own rare earths plant. Now, rare earths, of course, fundamental for modern society, right? It's used all in modern technology, including the military. So cell phones, cars, everything you can imagine that's got chips in it, of course, has all got these rare earths in it. And there's about 14 to 16, I think, somewhere in that ballpark, rare earth minerals that you need for modern electronics and varying qualities. So it is a pretty big deal. Oil and rare earths. Oil and rare earths. Those are the two things. Yeah. All right. What else we got going there? Ink token, all right, incentive token right now, 45 of those. That's number 45. That's sitting in the mix there. Doubt token, been pretty big performer. 5.6 million market, and that is sitting up at 11% as well. For Investor from the OG WebChef team, up at almost 11%. A lot of the Richard Hart tokens dominating all the way through to number 60, and that's up 10%. So we've got 60 coins, or 60 pairs at least, up 10% today. So that's nice to see, right? Isn't that cool? Almost 2/3. So finally coming off the bottom, of course, but we would like to start seeing some 20, 30, 40% days and some of the Richard Hart cores, and imagine that for everything else, right? That'd be pretty amazing. All right, so that's some of the cool stuff happening right now. Solid X at $3.50, starting to move up there too. $9, up 9.5% there, and we did see even more aggressive. I knew there'd be some rotating out of X Game into Solid X, but I didn't think it would be as severe, and it was very severe. So you just can't always predict these things. We're playing probability games here, and Solid X there at $3.50 at up 8.8%. But that said, is that we may see a strong rotation reversal, or at least a lot of capital flowing into into Solid X when staking comes out. But we will have to see how that goes vis-a-vis this X Game success, right? As well. I don't know whether they're coming out at the same time. If it's coming out at the same time, very bullish environment. If it's coming out post X Game, then it's a question mark. Then you've got to say, well, how successful is X Game being? Now, I think X Game set up very well for success. It's got 30% referral, and all the KOLs will be very keen on that, particularly large ones. So you could get a lot of shilling for that. How sustained that is another question. We do know the founder of X from PulseChain has talked about, indicated to Firewall that he's going to be pushing that along to PulseChain. Remember, it's going to be on BNB, PulseChain, and PulseChain. So that's pretty cool. And presumably there's going to be a marketing budget flowing with that as well. So we could actually see a pretty good success of that. And it could potentially, I think it's easily the best candidate so far for a viral DApp or game on PulseChain. So we're going to look out for that too. So there's some of the I guess fundamentals, and we'll see how it goes out. We'll see. Crash Game is the first game going, and if you've been on Betfury, which is a centralized crypto casino, very, very professional, one of the best out there. It's a very popular game. A lot of people play it, and so we're going to see how that goes. This will also be on Telegram. It means that there's a billion people using over there. So if you can even tap into a small bit of that, very successful. Just a small fraction of that, and you'll be successful. So we'll keep a lookout. And of course, Firewell's looking to roll out more games and big ecosystem as well. So yeah, that staking is going to be pretty powerful for the old Solix. So we'll keep the tabs on that. Right now, $3.50, pretty much the steal price, I would say. But we'll see. I thought it was a good price at $8 or $9. But man, we'll see. And of course, Firewell's talked about targets of $100 to $1,000. So we'll see how that goes in the future as well. So obviously, casinos are very high margin businesses, particularly crash games. So we'll see how that flows into pumping all these coins. Right, that's the play. All right. So as we get evidence, we'll push it out there. Number 70 is Lady Gaga. Yeah, Lady Gaga on the PulseChain up 8% today. Lady Gaga will be disappointed with that, honestly. But we got Liberty right now up 7.6%. Time dividend, which we talked about yesterday, up 7.6% as well. And it's just bouncing back from that 0.2 of a penny at 25/100th of a penny right now. So that is time dividend. And of course, they're almost at 100,000 downloads. Pretty amazing result there. Right, what else we got going? Most wanted up there, number 74, up 7%. UFO at number 75, up 7.5% there. DFC up 7.5% as well. We've got Fitzgerald Company making a little bit of a comeback there. ALGO up 6%, the Hex derivative. And if we see Hex run, which Hex is up here and sitting at number 50, 55 sort of spot at just below 0.7 of a penny, then we'll see ALGO re-rate, right? Because a derivative there. Big player there, $24 million in market cap. Firewell, of course, along with Solix, is up 5.9%. What else there? Top Hat with Peacock, we talked about that. 5.5%. Zendog up 5.5% there. Ape and Pulse at number 86 up 5%. GoPulse up 4%, and Sun Minimal up 3.8%. Sun Minimal, if we get a nice little solid foundation with the old Pulse starting to move up, Sun Minimal might start getting pumped. Because they've got the buy and burn. So they've definitely got a chance to get that really moving. So that's pretty cool. Vouch, of course, we talked about that, up 3.8%. Cryfagging, it's been pretty popular. Cryfagging, it is a kind of one of the more fun terms that have been created. But you can see here on the alley chart, that thing has continued to move, defying gravity, is the old cryfagging. So let me know if you guys are cryfaggers out there. Richard Hart's pretty funny, isn't he? Pretty funny. But there we go. 00013 right now. 00013. Market cap still pretty small. 130k, 31k liquidity, 30k volume though. And still seems to be some attention there as well. So I haven't looked at the RSI, so you will probably want to check that out if you're looking at it. Remember, nothing I'm saying is financial advice, and things I do talk about are probability plays. We're going to ratcheting up the fundamentals there. So yeah, that is some of the stuff that we've got. The gas money from OG WebChef. So it looks like we've got 96 pairs at the moment on the top 100 are green. And anything I think that was over 4% or so, I think was Pulse, is slightly in the money. Slightly in the money there versus Pulse. So we're getting not too bad there. But the stars today, Pepe, man, that thing is powering. What a good looking chart that is, Pepe. We got Teddy Bear right now up 33%. Bitcoin and Doge, some of the pump tires on the move. Even Love.io, which we're waiting for their roadmap. Honestly, they got Luffy.com, which is operating, of course, but we want to see some magic from these guys. So let's see what Anderson has got up his sleeve. Mr. Anderson, what have you got up your sleeve? So there we go. And of course, Peacock we talked about in full on the move too. So not bad. All right, so we did have some cool news from Coast. So let's go to CST coin and look at the stable coin. This is our direct fiat to the stable coin on PulseChain, and this is the one of a kind, right? One of a kind. And at the moment, we got the weekly chart. Let's go to the daily though. So we've got it pretty much around $1. And let's have a look here now. Let's go to Coast. I think most of it's Paul's. I think they're on Famous. PHUX on the balance of fork. I'm pretty sure. But let's bring up PHUX over here, shall we? Let's do that. PHUX from the Famous guys, the Famous crew. Not the Backstreet Boys, the Famous guys. And I'm pretty sure CST was in here. Maybe my mind's foggy. Oh, there it is here. We've got 55k in there at the moment on stablecoin. But they, doing the thing with the balance of forks, you can do, not just two pairs like you do on Uniswap pools, like PulseX V2 and stuff. but you can do like indexes basically. So you got stable coins, very good for stable coins, and the formula is way better on a balance of forks for a one-to-one swapping between stable coins. That's why you see that too. Doesn't have the same X times Y equals K formula, and it's a bit of a longer formula, but it's makes it more flat, more like a straight line. If you remember high school math, instead of a bit of a curve, it's got a more of a straight line. I think from memory, close to a straight line anyway. And so yeah, we got the stable coins here pretty well. So it's funny and interesting enough, you got bridge stable coins here earning 3.5% APR here, and then you've got some other ones. I was trying to look to see where there's other pools here. So you've even got the Maximus Perpetuals at the moment. They're only earning 1% right now, probably because of hexes. But yeah, just looking through some of these pools, they're all pretty low actually on the yields. They used to be pretty attractive. Some of them is like 7% or so. But actually, we've got a new balance of fork now, which is Tide, right, from Coast. And so yeah, that is some of the pools down here, so we can see some of the corresponding pools. Let me just make that a bit bigger, and I might go to full screen on this. Hopefully I won't block too much. Am I going to block too much? No, it's not too bad, is it? So yeah, we've got the pool name down the left there, and we can see the PulseChain stablecoin. So instead of the Bridgeton ones, which is the second row here, the APR is 16%. So remember in PHUX, we've just got these stable keys USD Tether, that's at 3.5. But at the moment on Tide, you can get essentially 16%, although it does include Coast in there at 16%. So there we are. Interesting. We also got the liquidity forks all grouped together, including Coast. So we've got the 4 liquidity forks plus the direct fiat one. These are 2 out of the 3 main models of stablecoins, and that's 14% at the moment APR. Interesting. So a pretty good APR on stablecoins, right? So if you're risk averse and you just want to earn income, man, it's pretty good, because you'd be really winning maybe 1 to 3% in the bank or something, maybe even of that, with the interest rates going down. And so if you can earn 14%, wow, that's a life changer, right? Especially in these pools. So not bad, damn. Yeah, so that's where we are right now. Now they had big news come out here about the USDC X pool on Tide is super important. It directly supports the Hyperlane bridge in the PulseChain. And as you guys know, we cover bridges a lot because we know it's such a key catalyst for PulseChain bull market. Obviously, we're looking at things that Richard Hart might do with his chess moves and his different tools in the shed, or whatever you want to say. But we're also, all these bridges and swaps are very important to open PulseChain up to the world and allow access to other liquidity pools and allow easy onboarding, right? All those are just the basics of getting a very valuable chain. So that's why we keep focusing on these. And we've had such a good run of things happening in the last couple of months. And yeah, so we got USDC X pool on Tide is super important. It directly supports Hyperlane. Now Hyperlane's going to open up, of course, open PulseChain up to about 170 chains, and so liquidity provision is very important for that too. And so if you haven't checked the Hyperlane out, definitely do that. And so you've got the USDC X pool, and that is down here. Number 5 is the pool here. It's got 50% USDC and 50% HUSDC, which is I think set up from the Coast team, and that's sitting at an 18.5% yield on that right now to attract capital. They've got $238,000 in there, helping support that liquidity pool for Hyperlane, so people can swap in and out and stuff like that. So pretty cool. All right. So you got a little background there. What does Grok say about Tide and PulseX? Specialization versus versatility. Tide DEX excels on stablecoin efficiency, opening balances, flexible pool weights with minimal impermanent loss of pegged assets, and of course 10% plus APR on PDI pools makes it complementary to PulseX. Yeah, not bad. So some good stuff happening in the space, guys. Also, obviously the stablecoin, they're not just got the new balancer fork, which is new, that we can see here, but they've also got the stablecoin, which is direct fiat to PulseChain on ramp. So pretty awesome stuff from Coast team. So congratulations to them. So we have got some really good heavyweights that have really matured PulseChain big time, and that has been from ramp now through to LibertySwap, through to Hyperlane, Hex Scout, and Coast. These guys have been key enablers on the bridging swapping front for PulseChain, and really opened up the chain. It really is cool. So when PulseChain really does start to get some green candles, get some more impact from promotional marketing, and of course Richard Hart's moves, with anything around potentially a stable coin, a collateralized stable coin, or whatever else is going to be in the mix there. It is really, really awesome. We're just going to help people come on really much easier, particularly in crypto that have reasonable knowledge of crypto. So kind of cool. All right, so that is some of the good stuff happening right there. And how does that do? An hour. We're up to an hour there, so that's not bad. So let's go back over here. And we haven't got any more comments, but we've got a great crowd watching, so appreciate everybody. If you guys are new, don't forget to smash the subscribe button on YouTube. We're streaming the 3 YouTube channels, of course, the Crypto Night Show, PulseChain, PulseChain X, and Superman Crypto, and we're also on X as well. So if you're on X, smash the follow button at the top of the line there. I think we're almost at 1,200 people, actually. Let's have a look. So if you're at the top here, smash the follow. I think there's a follow button up somewhere around here. And yeah, we're up almost at 1,200, 1198. As you guys know, I had to rebuild my old channel because it got pulled down by X for no good reason. And their appeal process never works, right? You can appeal 50 times and they never reply to you. So there we go. There's no customer service just about on the chain. Now, they will give you customer service around ad network, but you don't get no customer service about anything else. So just take note. And even the ad service customer service is not very good. But anyway, that is give us a follow and we'll rebuild. So my account used to be, what is it, 6,500, 6,700 something. So we're rebuilding again, and it's a slow grind here. But you guys make it possible. So smash the follow button up there and share the channel around. Appreciate that. Now we are streaming daily at 7 p.m. Eastern now. And we try to do that on a regular basis, so that's kind of cool. And we hope you enjoy it. Now, we're also obviously running the Monster Thread from the Crypto Night Show. So Monster Thread is a Crypto Night Show publication. MVS Crypto is the promotional lead for the Crypto Night Show, and also the editor-in-chief of the. I don't know what we're looking at there, but let's look at this one. We got so we got all that happening, and so that is about to come out, I think, later today. The Monster Thread, and guess what, guys? Week number 24 is coming out later on today. So keep a lookout for that. PulseChain's hottest weekly news, Monster Thread number 24, which means it's only 2 weeks away from 6 months of publication. And the Monster Thread is just a wonderful thing. We enjoy putting it together. Has some of the best people on the PulseChain doing the best things. And when I say best, I mean just people that are doing stuff. Everyone's created equal in the image of God and all that. But have some of the people that are actually doing things that are sort of community and newsworthy and so forth. So it's pretty exciting. And we also got a lot of the hottest DeFi projects, GameFi projects, everything else on there. So if you are busy during the week, or if you want to onboard new people, it's perfect to catch up on everything on PulseChain. And now you can go back by tonight, and you'll be able to go back 24 weeks and see all the hottest things that have happened on PulseChain. It's pretty awesome there as well. Now, the other thing that, of course, Crypto Night Show, not only we do daily live streams, and we do the publications like the Monster Thread, but we also do promotional activity for a lot of the teams on PulseChain. And as Richard Hart said, promote. Well, you can have the best idea or the best DeFi out there, but if no one knows about it, then it's crickets, right? It's cricket. So we provide an ethical promotional service at the Crypto Night Show to deliver. We typically over deliver. And we go the extra mile. And of course, when PulseChain gets green candles, we know things are going to be absolutely magical. Everyone's going to be pretty happy on the old PulseChain, and we'll have the feel goods, which we're looking forward to. We like that. And so, yeah, it's very exciting. Now, was the bottom in the old PulseChain chart? Shall we see? I'm going to have a quick look at that. So let's have a look at the stuff. So if you're out there a team and you want to get promotional support, hit myself up or MVS Crypto, either in Telegram and Discord, or on X, and we can look to try and help you out there. So there we go. Hit us up if you're a project team wanting to get some press out on the old chain. Now, I do want to get into the PulseChain chart. So we're going to have a look and see where we are with PulseChain overall before we finish the show. So let's do that as well. Now, we have got the end of Gladiator Games today, tournament number 6. Yeah, tournament number 6. And that's finishing in about 4 hours, maybe 4 hours now, 5 hours at tops. So looking forward to the winners of that. Hopefully I'll get a few more games in before it finishes. But let's pull up the old PulseChain chart there and see how PulseChain is going right now in the source. We've got the PulseChain SAC on the move. Can you believe it? On the move. Pretty exciting times. So let's talk about that. We're going to go to be our final topic of the show. We're going to look at the weekly chart. Let's go full mode right now. We're up 8.3%, are we? 8.3%, pretty good. So I said any team that was above 4%. Well, you got to be up over 8% to be beating Pulse right now. Just take note of that. All right, let's get back into the chat there. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to smash the follow on X and smash the subscribe button on YouTube. It's funny, the more I stream, the more people end up watching. So by the time we finish the show, there's the max viewers on it, which is pretty funny. And imagine if I did like a 7-hour show. I wonder how big the audience would get. I guess there's going to be some sort of top-off point, right? Some top-off point there. All right, so let me just get rid of out of all here. And let's have a look. This is a PulseChain chart right now. So this is weekly candles. So because we've got such a big long view here from the 13th of May, 2023, all the way through to today, which is 891 days. And this purple line, what is that? That's the SEC. So we had the SEC hanging over the PulseChain X, PulseX, and Richard Hart. And so we had that keeping us down, keeping the man down, as they say, or something like that. But we're kept down there, and it is what it is. It is what it is. We had these blue lines here. Remember, we were kept underneath this resistance all that time. We did break out of it recently, giving us a bigger triangle now, and but we ended up coming back into the tail end of it, right, just at the tail end, rather than bouncing off it. We came back down it. We slid down for another downtrend. Boo, boo, as we say, boo. But we have this green area, and I feel good about it. What do you guys feel good for the end of the year? And we're expecting a nice rally there. And we've got PulseChain SAC on the move right now at the bottom of this move, interestingly enough. And we had the big liquidation event. We've had the interest rate cuts. We know Richard likes that. And it's pretty much game on, right? So we're probably only 2.5 weeks, I think it is, away, maybe less than 2.5 weeks from the next interest rate cut as well. So, lots of things happening there. And we know Richard is the master chess player there. So kind of cool. Let's get rid of the overlays. The RSI right now is at 42 on the weekly. And so we've got plenty of room to move to the upside. We did bounce off 2,700, which you guys know I said was key area for that. So let's add the overlays back on there. You can see the key area there was pretty important on the horizontal. And now also has given us the new support line on the angular momentum there. So let's get rid of that right now. So we did bounce 27. We really didn't want to go down here to 2021, 2200. We really didn't want to go there because now we've still got this uptrend in play, right? So if we add the overlays again, you can still see we've got these up lines here. Now I might change those colors just to give you an idea of the differential there. Let's make it orange, and we'll make that orange too. So let me make that orange as well, just to show you the trend line. So if we extrapolate this, it's kind of like that. So if we push that up, that's kind of where we're going. That's the idea. And if we take this arrow here, where will we be by the end of the year, right? So is that going to be something like that, right? So if we we'll make that yellow. So if we're going to have something like this, is that what's going to play out? Could it be even steeper? Could we get something juggernaut that might really just completely get us out? Now, back to mean sacrifice price, that's up to here, right? So that would get us back to 0001. We'd need quite a bit of move, and we have shaken out a lot of weekends. But based on this angular momentum, we probably could reasonably get up to 408,000 without too much of a problem, right? Without too much of a problem there. But are we going to see something more dramatic? And that would be pretty interesting. So. So let's just get back to our previous high. That would be a 96%. So 2 extras to get back to that. Get back to sacrifice price. Get back to the top of this potential range. That would be 8,000, right? 8,000, and then get back to the sacrifice price. That would be around about 250%. So there'd be a 3.5x from here inside the next 70 days. Now this is crypto, so anything is possible like that. It's pretty cool. Now, obviously, our previous high moving out of there would be something like let me do the roll again. Would be something like 637%, getting us back to this point here back in March 24. That's still quite a bit of ways above us, and that would be. Let's see here. Let me just do the map there. Quite nice. That would be 650%. So it would be a 7.5x to get us there. Now we know that if PulseChain SAC money came over, we'd get there quite easy, very quickly, right? Very quickly if we were going to do that. So that'd be pretty cool. Now just let me think about. I can't remember the website, but let me see. Pumponomics. I don't know if the Pumponomics works on this one. Yeah, I just can't remember the site that's got a very good calculator on it. Can't remember where it's actually. Maybe it's PulseChain Sats. Oh, that doesn't work. Maybe it's what the hell? PulseChain stats. I can't remember whether they've got it. Have they got it on there? Let me just double check. We're just doing it on the fly. We're on the fly there. No, it doesn't have on that one. So it must be a different site I'm thinking about. Just forgotten the site that has the old pump calculator on it now. But anyway, so that is kind of the stuff where we're at the moment. So it looks at the moment, I would say, at least we've defended, that line at the moment. So 27, and we need to start getting some green candles from here. But, we're at 3,100 right now. We bounced to 27. Let's see if we can get a move up here and keep that channel going up to the upside. Definitely got a bit of plenty of room to move on the RSI on the weekly, and on the daily there we're at 44. So bring it on, and we saw that crypto sort of going green. So yeah, exciting times. We do have obviously the 1st of November is the tariff thing, so we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, we're back on the move there, and the PulseChain SAC is on the move as well, which is pretty interesting. So let's have one more look at that before we finish the show. Look into rh.com. And yeah, we've got more moving. We're down to 75, guys. We're at 119, 120. Now we're at 75 during the live stream. This happened during the live stream. That is crazy times, guys. Crazy times. So let's actually pull back. Let's see if we've got any updates here from Crypto Solve, probably on the front of that. So let's have a look to see what is happening here. 31 minutes ago, 2 hours ago, we saw that. This is likely to become a make or break moment for many PulseChain community members. More SAC funds are being moved as we speak. We expect they'll all end up in tornado cash, at which point people will swing one or two ways. It's over. We've been rugged. 2, anonymizing the funds is bullish. Now moves can be made without wallet watchers. Which camp will you fit in? Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that, isn't it, as well? Yeah, so we'll see what everything else. I think, of course, it's always pretty bullish, so I'm excited about that. And as we said, in Richard Hart's post, that he was kind of teasing a stablecoin form of value, given that the rest of the market realizes that since the Genius Act and the tokenization of the US dollar onto the blockchain, and particularly Ethereum, with about $280 million. And also being, I think, number 7 US government bond holder, I think, or collateralization holder, and 280 million. And of course, that would effectively, I think it's only $1 billion, I think it is, to become the number 1 holder of US securities in that form. So could be pretty huge, right? So Richard Hart's be well aware of all that, presumably, and potentially looking at a stablecoin collateralization as well. That is one of the mega themes. We are expecting tokenization to go well beyond US dollars as well. Of course, Scott Bessent's talked about $4 trillion by 2030, and so that's a huge re-rate for stablecoins. And of course, that has a multiplier effect onto the PulseChain. And next, of course, we also have we're expecting tokenization to go far beyond stablecoins. So Richard Hart's onto the primary one. So that's a good thing. Let's go back to that, shall we? Shall we really dwell on that? I know I was going to finish the show, but it really is probably pretty important that we look at what sort of blue clues have we had here. Now we're going to go to this marketing thing as well, because it's always relevant, anything that Richard puts out. But there's this one here. So, okay, guys, let you in on a secret. The people that actually make the most money in crypto aren't buyers and holders. It's Tether. And so he's really telling us here, let you on a secret. It's Tether. And the rest of the world figured that out. So they're making infinite competitors, right? So we've talked about that. And we know that potentially coming up this month, we've got a lot of stuff coming out of the White House around the further crypto policy. And that could be around the Bitcoin stockpile, the altcoin stockpiles and things like that, and their strategies around dollarization, tokenization, dollarization. So there's could be lots of things coming in that place. And Richard's always, on ahead of that sort of stuff. So it's pretty exciting. And so they've figured out they're making it. So this is where the most money is made. And so Richard's saying, guess what? One of these competitors will be a fair entity and let Joe Blow, a normal, honest entity, make a stable coin with them. So this could be part of the big plan right now that's going on with the move of the PulseChain SAC, and of course being anonymous there, moving through Tornado Cash, etc. So we'll see where it pops out if we do get to see it. And of course, we'll know whether it's PulseChain because we know how many stable coins we've got at the moment. So we know whether that's going to be pretty big, right? So if we go to the PulseChain SACer again, so we'll go to PulseChain stats, we'll go to that one. And if we go to the stablecoin tracker, which I think we've got one here, I think it's possibly Pulse Stats stables, yeah. So if we go down here, we can see we know how much we've got. We've got 9.7 million a dime. If we look at the USDC, we've got 14.5 million, CSD 11 million, USD Tether 5 million, and we get the liquidity forks, which is pretty cool. And of course, we know how much ETH we've got over on the chain, right? So if we do see some movements there, we will, it'll be good times. All right, so that is where we are right now. And the other big thing, we've seen other comments from him. So after that, he posted this. As I told you some very months ago, all the truly big moves are giant entities choosing what goes up. And of course, that would be Richard Chu, right? Richard Chu too. Can you fathom how much money it actually took to move gold up to 4,200? The trade is what Legacy wants to buy in that Bitcoin and then Ethereum, because a giant entity can get in with less slippage because huge mass. In my humble opinion, feel free to watch my pin video. Retail for mad gains needs to play the less liquid things. How about some more stummy checks there? It's nice stummy checks. Now, it's of course always be one of the catalysts that Richard's always looking at as well. We saw the impact of the COVID checks. Now, of course, we could have the tariff checks from Trump, right, which could be $2,500 or something. So that could be pretty impressive as well. And we know Richard would be looking at that too, because that'd be pretty big deal in terms of pumping markets. We see a lot of that stuff go into crypto, and of course, that outperform dramatically. If you went and spent your old COVID check, if you'd saved it, I think there's a wallet out there on PulseChain even that shows you how much money you'd be up. It's massive. I can't remember numbers, but it's a huge number. So that could be pretty cool. So yeah, we could see. Let's jump over into some other stuff there we had from Richard. Shout out to gold. What else there? Ethereum versus gold. When does October start? I had some comments there. And then he came out with this one here 20 hours ago. Those of you performing outrage marketing, so switching here from the financial side of things, I'll tell you what no one else will, because they don't even know it. Not every like is worth the same. Not every follow is worth the same. Not all engagement is worth having. You only get one chance to make a first impression. Do you want more followers or do you want more influence? Because they're not the same thing. I tried the outrage marketing. I did it well, organically, viral vids, starring in a documentary, you name it. It was okay, maybe better than nothing. But had I to do it again, I would have just focused on bread and butter, normal ass marketing. So obviously he's been encouraging people to do marketing, and he just says get out and do the normal ass stuff. I used to do normal ass marketing for a living, and it worked great. 2002, man, I'd been in the game forever. So there we go. That's a little post there from Richard Hart. We will make you #1 internet marketing masters. How about that? Back in the day, 2001. All right. So that is that's the play there. So we're going to check that out. Yeah, he goes, actually, I forgot. I actually chose not to market because government, and it turned out to be totally the right choice. How time flies, nothing like that chilling effect on speech. So yeah, I actually made the right decision. So I amend my statement too. I wish I choose to appeal to higher quality likes instead of lower quality ones. I'd rather lead those that love me over those that hate me. So that's very important there from Richard Hart. So kind of cool. So I think that's it. Some of the plays there. So very important stuff going on. PulseChain SAC's on the move. We're down to 75,000 now. Started off at 160. So we're down quite a bit there. Was that an 85,000 ethers moved? And it's on the move. So kind of cool. Yeah, and Pulse there sitting at 3,100. We'll see what happens with Pulse in the coming week. And if we get any more insights from that. Here we go. Standing by, says Sean. I like that. Yeah. Got to stand by there. And you just never know, guys. You just never know. But we may see one of these. Maybe not today, but it's possible for the end of the year. We shall see. Maybe the next interest rate cuts. Maybe after the 1st of November, after we've got the Chinese-American tariff thing out of the way. You just never know. We might see one of these. But I do think that why would you sell ETH if ETH is going to be pumped? Instead of $750 million, it becomes billions of dollars. That seems a logical play. But if you took that asset and then you leveraged it as a collateral security, and you got people to maybe mint a stable coin or something like that, then you're adding to the value on chain. So it could be all sorts of things there. And maybe you just get that staked and you shave off the profits and you pump PulseChain and over again all the time with the profits rate. Makes it much bigger sense if you got billions of dollars. And who's driving the billions of dollars? Well, it's all the stock market guys, right? The Tom Lees of the world that are coming in and getting all the stock guys to invest. Start off with billions of dollars and tens of billions of dollars and then hundreds of billions of dollars. And that's why Tom Lee thinks Ethereum's the best market in the next 10 years. Richard's well aware of all that stuff. So why would he shave? He might just shave a little bit off, but why would he? Use it all? It just made no sense, right? He would just be using it like an asset play and a leverage play, and pumping PulseChain would be the easy way to do that, and it's the most effective way to do it. And you got a bit of patience around it, but that's kind of where I think we are sitting right now, and we are, maybe that Richard teasing a stable coin as one of the chess moves that he's making there. We shall see. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. Don't forget to smash the follow button on the old profile there. But hey, look, PulseChain, if we do get all the pumps that are potentially out there, who's going to compete with our charts? Who's going to compete with our green charts? Hopefully we got out enough of the weekend sacrifice holders. There's still a lot out there, so that is a potential issue. But hopefully after 890 days, we've got more diamond hands, and when we get green candles, hopefully we'll get a lot of capital coming in over the top as well. That's the other thing, right? That's why it's so important that we've had all these bridges opening up, and that's why I've focused on it so much over the last couple of months, because it's been a big deal. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. We're getting also, outside of Rich Hart, we're getting a maturity in a number of projects. Vouch, what a great model that is. Peacock DeFi meme now. I mean, that's great with all the profits coming in. So we are getting some maturity there. Before that, we, outside of Rich Hart core coins, we kind of had only one or two blue chips, maybe Sun Minimil, which is still relatively new, but with big buy and burn power. And, outside of that, maybe PDC the Greys and a couple other projects, very, very small list, but that's also growing. And, like I say, if we can have 6 solid projects by the end of the year that are, high quality, potentially including SolidX X Game, possibly, and Coinwell as well, if we're going to own that one, even though it's multi-chain, that could be pretty exciting. And we into the end of the year. So yeah, pretty fun. And then we have the next level down from that. We've got a couple of quality projects that could be the next level down as well. So exciting times ahead. All right, take care, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Maybe there's a couple hours left in Gladiator Games, so I might see you on the battlefield. Other than that, look out for the Monster Thread coming out week number 24, folks. The hottest PulseChain news coming out later today. All right, take care, everybody, and I'll catch you then. Should we end with Richard Hart? Yeah, let's do it. All right, take care.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.